What's up, Dante Rain?
You're
Episode 26 of the podcast.
we on 26.
Yeah,
I feel like we on 30.
nah, bro.
I swear we was on like 30 episodes.
I think 26 between like part ones and part twos and stuff.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Because once in a while shit gets messed up. Like the recording might get knocked off, and then I gotta record more or like something. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? But I think last week's episode was kind of like last minute. Uh, we only did it for about half an hour, but it was a chill little in and out type of episode. That was 25, so now we're on episode 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So tell me, I know we've been talking, for the past half hour or so, but like, what's been up, man? How you been? How's life really treating you?
I've been chilling, working out.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
We should go to the gym sometime soon.
Sure.
Yeah,
I've
work
been
out. It'd
enjoying
be
damn
fun.
near everybody.
Yeah, like in Giant.
Yeah.
Who else
Damn
goes
near.
there?
You got Sean.
Well, I know Sean goes there. Yeah.
Seen Gabe.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I seen Dawson once.
Yeah, I've been there with Sean and Dawson a few times. I haven't seen Gabe there. Shout out to my man Gabe Villegas,
Shout out.
trying to work out. Yeah, see what's up. But
All right. So check this out.
yeah,
So while you setting up and whatnot, I was looking up some questions to ask on
yeah.
fried.
Okay, cool.
So, cause fried mind speaks many or whatever. Uh,
Yeah. I got you. I'm down.
so
That's cool.
I'm trying to. I thought I found one, but then uh, things like to act different. So I looked up philosophical questions, uh, just to see.
Yeah. I fucks with it.
All right,
Hit
all
me with
right,
one.
got you. Uh, bet. Is the meaning of life the same for animals and humans?
I don't know if their meaning to them is like I feel like it like instinctually yes. You know what I mean? Because like at the end of the day, we all still perform the basic like tasks for our species to survive. We um, find water. You know what I mean? We eat what we need to eat. We eat what we see fit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And like we reproduce. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
like we shit and we do all the other stuff and like we built a bunch of infrastructure around it, but it still goes back to those core principles. You know what I mean? Like you see that a lot. Like you think about the crazy dating culture in like America and just in the modern world today. If you think about it, it's still really primal. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I can see it.
Like that's the way I feel. I don't know, but as far as their meaning of life, like I think all as far as the value goes, like I don't know. I was thinking about this the other day. Like I feel like all like I was just looking at something, and even though I've killed like a bunch of like bugs in my
Alright.
history and stuff, I'm a bug serial murderer. Uh, like
You don't
I
know.
was just looking at a bug, and I'm thinking like all life has like equal value. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because like, or at least like, all life deserves to. Every life deserves to kind of like have a natural like beginning and ending. You know what I mean? Like a natural birth and death. I guess
Okay.
I'd say.
Cause I was about to
I don't
ask
know.
you.
I mean,
I was about to ask you when you said all life has meaning. I was about to ask you, are you vegan? Cause then it's like, then we get to like a whole, gets different
yeah. I mean,
talk.
I eat meat. I
I
definitely eat
heard.
meat all the time.
I heard.
Like, fucking. But I don't know how. Like, I understand the whole hunting like argument and like the whole moral vegan argument, and I feel like yeah, in a perfect world you'd see that. But look how many other animals are eating animals. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I don't think naturally we were meant to be herbivores. You know what I'm saying? I don't think human beings are meant to be herbivores. I mean, I don't know. That's the way I see it, especially considering like how like smart we all are compared to other animals. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I feel like there's no reason we should have been. I don't think we should have been strictly carnivores either. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously humans were foraging and like eating whatever. Like, but that's just the way I feel. Like I guess I understand that if you go vegan and you're not like it makes like I guess it makes you feel better about the situation because you're not really directly like harming any animals with like your like slice of the consumption, but like if you look at what it is, like you know, like livestock and like meat, like it's like one of the largest like agricultural industries. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? And like yeah, like I mean honestly, I do like when you can get like any type of organic meat or like organic food. You know what I'm saying? Like eggs, anything like that, like farm fresh, whatever. Because it's just the quality is just better. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But at the same time, I feel like a lot of the stuff that I do eat, like when it comes to eggs or whatever, it's just like the same supermarket eggs you get that like probably like genetically modified. You know what I'm saying? And like so, I don't really like that. I know this kind of trailed off from the
Nah.
original.
I'm high, so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like 5 seconds
It
behind.
trailed off from the original moral of this question, but yeah, just dude, I don't even I don't even fucking know
All
what
right,
I'm talking about right now.
bet. All right, I got another
Let's go to the
question.
next question.
Does fate exist? If so, do we have free will?
Fate? I
Yeah.
think fate exists, but I think there's like the way I've always thought about life. Like I think certain things are fated, but you have to be fated to. I guess you have to be fated to. How do I put it? Like, God, I had it all there and I just lost it.
Oh, okay.
But let me know. Let me think. Because I believe in fate, but I also believe there's like another half of life. You know what I mean? Just like that can that include free will and consider free will. You know what I'm saying? Because I think fate is made, but I think you kind of have to go out there and you know what I mean. Like I don't think if you just wait, shit's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I feel like you have to like look for your opportunities and take advantage of them. You know what I mean? And sometimes you might think you might not even know like you might not even know when that's gonna happen or when that's gonna be, and that's the fate part. You know what I'm saying? But I think fate lends you opportunities. I think you still have to act on those opportunities, and that's just the way I feel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because
Okay.
I don't think nobody's gonna throw a lot of money in your hand just for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing's free in life. You know what I'm saying? So like I believe in fate, but I don't believe good shit's just gonna happen to you just because oh it was supposed to one day. Like something's what even if it's like the craziest thing that you didn't try to work at and just something you did, like something's gonna make that happen. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's not just gonna be like poof, like you have all this money or poof you have this house and this family or just whatever. Like
So like your actions decide fate.
yeah, I would say so.
Alright. So your actions will decide your
To a
fate.
degree. I think certain things are probably like fated. I mean, obviously like wherever you're born. I think that's like kind of a weird thing. It's just like a it's not like a magic thing, but if you think about it, that's literally something that like you're fated to do. Like wherever you end up being born in the world, there's a good chance, especially from your infancy to being whatever, you're gonna spend a lot of time in that place. You know what I'm saying? Like you're fated to like learn how to become a human. Like in that place, you don't have the free will to think of like another place to go. You know what I'm saying? Like your entire world is just in that one spot, and then eventually people learn about other places in the world and they grow up and they travel, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I feel like like that's a weird fate, don't you think? Like you're fated to be like stuck in that one place. You know what I'm saying? Like from your birth, and you can eventually get out, but like you're fated to spend a lot of time there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So like
Which is like not. It's not like an eerie thing. It's not like a spooky whatever thing. It's just like a factual, just fate. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Yeah.
I just call it a coincidence. For me, I don't think fate exists.
Like at all.
Nah. I just don't. I don't believe that like. How should I say this? I just don't believe like certain things happen because like it was meant to be.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? I feel like that like like people say like I have a destiny or like it's my destiny to do this. I just don't. I never believe shit like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I always feel like that destiny or something is like some type of shit that hold some people back. You know what I mean?
I feel
Like
you, but don't you think like I don't know how to put it. Like you don't think some people just are? Like you ever see like just naturally talented people from like a young age? You know what I'm saying? At a certain thing.
I mean they're like I can't say like I mean you could say like oh it's their destiny. Like I just don't. I
You
don't
don't
believe
think
like
you don't
it's
think
their
it's
destiny.
actually their destiny.
Yeah,
It's
cause like
just them being.
they could easily just say fuck it, I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
They could just like there are tons of like I'm pretty sure there are tons of kids I know who like who's good at a sport
yeah,
and like
yeah,
they were like dead as their physical type of like you really meant to play like something you meant to be an athlete, bro.
yeah,
And
yeah,
like they would say fuck it, I'm not doing it.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean like
But I mean, that's just like, yeah, I guess that's true. But like, it just comes. I guess they just didn't want to do it, and like maybe they have a different. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah
maybe like, but I guess I understand where you're coming from with destiny. But I don't know. I just still feel like if you're really determined to do something, like I feel like people are destined, but it's not like you're not gonna find out when you're a kid. You know what I mean? You're not gonna find
like
out when you're even
I
younger.
just
Like
I just don't like
it
the
happens at
idea.
different. It happens at different times for different people. 'Cause I feel like I don't know, but that's you know what I would say you're right too because you see some people who
Yeah.
never find a destiny. You
I
know
just
what I'm
don't
saying?
believe I just don't like the fact that like everything we do is action for this one goal we may or may not, what we ultimately may hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I was like the
But what
idea.
about everything along the way? That doesn't count for anything.
I just don't count that as towards fate. You know what I mean? I don't count like this one failed relationship as like of something that was meant to happen. You know what I mean? Sometimes
Yeah,
I
yeah.
look at it like I was sometimes obsessed over shit and feel like I could probably change whatever the fuck that could happen if I got another chance. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but you gotta understand, man. Like, you'll get like, how do I put it? Like, you'll get another chance, but in different ways than you might think. When you like, I feel like time is linear and like, you know, like whatever happened in your past, like even though like some shit happens in the past that sucks, you know what I'm saying? Like, you were meant to learn all of it. You know what I mean? For like a reason or for like your purpose or you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like that's how like for your purpose in life or whatever. That's how I feel. And eventually, another opportunity will come along, like an opportunity you know you might have had before, and you'll remember to not make those mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But then as you look back at that old opportunity with that new like when you get that new one, it's like you start to notice little things like oh I don't really like that or that. You know what I mean? Because like after you grow and heal, the universe brings you something better. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like they bring you something that's right for you, and like you just gotta like get over like it's just really learning to like I'm telling you just in my experience once you learn to really like trust yourself and love yourself and just take care of yourself, you know what I'm saying, like when you put enough energy into taking care of yourself as you might you know thinking about the past or obsessing over a certain event or like obsessing over another person, you know what I'm saying, when you put that type of obsession and self like you put that type of obsession and concentration into making sure that you're well taken care of and you're giving yourself um, the best possible chance to like be your best every day. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And just like succeed and feel good every day. And like when you're really just checking the boxes and like making sure you're taking good care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like genuinely good care of yourself. Like that's when shit just starts falling. And you know what I mean? Once you figure out that part of life, just like really learning to just love and appreciate yourself, like the other shit just kind of falls into place. I don't know, it's weird, but I mean, think about it. You know what I mean? I feel like it's just a matter of really just taking care of like yourself at the end of the day.
Bet. All right. Cool.
What's the next question?
If you could become immortal on a condition you would never be able to die or kill yourself, would you choose immortality?
I can't say that I would.
Can't say.
Yeah, because like there's no end to that shit. You know what I mean?
Nah, it ain't. Reason a lot of shit. Think about it.
I think I want to die at some point. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like when I'm old, but like I want to. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to just like keep on living and see like, you know what I mean? I feel like you would never really like feel close to any one person. I feel like you would just go through so much loss, you know what I'm saying? And then like
Then you start to detach.
and meet more and more people, and eventually the people would just seem like a blur, you know what I mean? And like it would be weird to see just like technology evolve, and like you would never ever get to. So like, you know, this is through the Earth exploding and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like eventually you just be stuck in probably dead space forever until like, you know.
So another thing happened. And
Yeah,
then
until
back in the same spot
something
you
else
were.
happened. Yeah,
That'd be lit.
you'd go insane. You don't think you'd go insane?
Probably. But then like I feel like you probably like your insanity would probably go back to would probably be your sanity. I feel like with enough
Yeah,
probably for like if you're immortal and you go if you seen shit whatever. I think for enough like insanity, you come back to sanity.
yeah, yeah. I
That'd be
got
probably
you.
great. But you still be like fucked a little bit, a lot. You
Yeah,
fucked up a lot, but like you're still, I guess, rational
yeah, yeah,
in a
yeah.
way.
I got you. Damn, what's the next question?
I would do that. Uh, where does your self worth come from?
Oh, we just talked about that kind of, but like, just from, it comes from within. You know what I mean? It comes from
Okay.
you. Like it has to come from you. You have to learn to like accurately like value yourself before you can expect anybody else to. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't carry yourself around, you don't hold yourself up around the way you feel like you should, then like why would other people? You know what I mean? Like if you don't respect yourself, why would other people respect you? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like you really got to just make sure like just a matter of like dotting the i's and crossing the t's, like standing up straight, um, making sure you know you're in good health, uh, like giving yourself enough sleep, eating well. I haven't been eating super well lately, but like I'm telling you, when you eat well, like it makes just increases. It just better. It just makes your mood a lot better. You know what I mean? It just straight up betters your mood. Like it's you know it's just fucking good, man. Just to
Okay.
like take care of yourself physically, and then like really learn that like if you keep a busy schedule and like number one, you have like great friends. You know what I mean? Like, and if you just like keep a busy schedule and stay if as long as you stay focused on a goal, you will feel driven every time you wake up in the morning. You know what I mean? You just gotta have a goal, whether that's to like do well in your classes and like make some good money and just make moves. You know what I'm saying? Just like start making moves, like with like internships at school and like business, whatever you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like but as long as you wake up every day with a goal, that's why every night before I go to bed, I write down my little to-do list of shit to do the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like I might have like 4 or 5 things on there,
Okay.
and then I always write "love yourself." I have like a weird, really weird like ritual thing to it, but like always just make sure you like tell yourself that. You know what I'm saying? You tell yourself every day. You know, you believe it more and more, and like as you should. You know what I'm saying? Because like think about it, like you do have a lot of value. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody does, but just a matter of knowing. You know what I mean? Like think about how many people like could have a value that live in like a super impoverished area and won't even ever get out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody who lives in like the middle of like very rural like Africa or something. You know what I'm saying? Or
Mm.
somebody that lives in like fucking the slums and like like the Middle East somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that can never get out of that climate. Like think about it. Like starting in America is pretty. It's a pretty good deal overall. Even if you're not in a great even if you're not in a great like socioeconomic space, you know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, like some people are living in like third world countries, like impoverished countries, and they might be like comfortable there for what they're used to, but like they're not. You know what I mean? Like they have way less of a chance of ever knowing how to travel to a place, knowing how to make a good like paycheck. You know what I'm saying? And be like, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like I feel like in America, even though there is inequality, like I feel like everybody kind of gets off on a decent foot to start out on. It's just some people, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like everybody can kind of just like start playing the game and trying to like, and like as long as you work hard at it, you can figure out a way to make like decent money and take care of yourself well. You know what I'm saying? But if you live in like the middle of like Sudan or like the slums, I don't know anything about Sudan, but like just like an example. You know what I mean? Like if you live in a really like impoverished area, you don't even know like you don't even know what a bus is. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't see any vehicles. You know what I'm saying? Just like dirt roads and like whatever. Like not even roads, just like pathways and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you never ever get out of that environment. But do you think that's more peaceful than living in America? Like I don't know. It definitely wouldn't be as healthy because you'd be exposed to way more like you know what I mean, bugs and like the hygiene probably isn't as well taken care of because like you know what I mean. You're shitting outside and you're like cleaning yourself in like rivers and lakes. But I guess some people do that anyway. Like you know, just like minimalist living. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But I still feel like a good shower is in order. You know what I'm saying? Like if you wake up and you can get in the shower, like you're in a pretty good spot overall in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's the way I look at it. Like as long as you have everything you need, and you just work hard to give yourself a chance to like maybe get a little extra and just work on your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like why complain? Because some people go to bed cold every night. You know what I'm saying? Some people go to bed outside every night. You know what I'm saying? As long as you keep a roof over your head, like you're honestly winning, and then you just got to go from there. You know what I'm saying? And just take advantage of little opportunities and just try to better yourself. You know what I mean? Better
Okay.
your whole life.
So I got a question then.
Sure.
How, in the, if I remember correctly, how should I say this? In the, in how un, unequal
Yeah.
this country is, how does one try to get to where they want to be? Cause
I,
like I feel like all in all, this is like still an argument about fate.
yeah.
Like I dead ass don't. I really don't believe like uh how was it how should I say this? I just don't believe that. I've probably said this before, but I just don't believe that everything is like basically like premeditated for you.
You feel like it's just all live action.
Yeah,
People are just making decisions.
yeah, I feel like it just like that. I just don't feel like
I guess I could agree with you, but then it's like then if it's like that, wouldn't you spend extra time just like focusing on like making your decisions and like just getting shit done? You know what I mean? And just making extra moves every day. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how if you think about it, making money in America, like money in America, like I think of money in America like a game, like, and I mean in the world really, like, imagine there's just this big giant pot of money, and like some people it's like playing a video game. Like some people start with like the power up packs or whatever, and like they start with way more, but then
okay,
maybe they make bad decisions and they lose some. You know what I mean? Where like somebody might start with less and they make good decisions and they work hard, and they eventually start a great company. You know what I'm saying? Or like they build something great or they do this, like, but and obviously a lot of people stay in like that like middle like rate or like like anywhere in between. But fucking, I feel like it's all just like in a big like it's just a big pot. You know what I'm saying? And the government obviously takes their cut to like they're just another part of the piece of the puzzle. You know what I mean? Because in return, like that's the thing that gets me mad. Like I understand it can be annoying to pay a lot of taxes at once or whatever, but like if nobody was paying taxes, like obviously it goes to some dumb stuff, but also like you wouldn't have roads to drive on. You know what I mean? To like get around and shit. But if you think about it, it's weird because like you're paying for roads just to drive to your job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or drive to whatever you do, and like other shit. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I trust in the system. You know what I mean? It's a good system. But what if you just decided that's not how you wanted to live, and you wanted to live like an agrarian lifestyle, like you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like away from like modern civilization and shit like that. I don't know. Damn. What's the next question on that list?
Sure. That's. I don't know what we was on. Hmm. Hmm. I feel like I could probably guess your answer to some of these. Like for this one, let me see. I'll probably guess one. Is it more important to help yourself, help your family, help your society, or help the world?
I was listening to a podcast a few days ago. It was Joey Diaz's podcast, The Church What's Happening Now, and he was talking to somebody about how like he's always kind of been like a micro type of guy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I think I kind of agree. Like, I mean, like, I think honestly, I would just say help my family.
Okay.
Like, I'm really tight with family. I mean, I think everybody is. You know what I'm saying? Generally, I mean, sometimes family isn't always great to you, but like, I feel like if they really needed help, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about like if they were asking me for dumb shit or just like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're my family, so I'm gonna call them out on it and be like, hey, like, why are you acting like that? Like, but to like if you take help in the sense of like help somebody make sure they stay alive, you know what I'm saying? And just like are healthy, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. We just don't want our family members to die before they're naturally supposed to. Like, and that might come through food, through whatever, through like giving somebody shelter and they don't have a place to stay, whatever. Like, but fucking, I don't know. I guess I would say family, but I also think it's really important to just take proper care of yourself. You know what I mean? Because you can't live a fulfilling life if you don't put that time in for yourself. You know what I mean? Like everybody else, like if you really like put yourself first and like prioritize yourself, that helping other people in your life will just happen through that. You know what I mean? Because that'll be one of your priorities. That's just the way I feel about it. Like you just really gotta like keep. You just really gotta stick to yourself. You know what I mean? Because like if you, there's no point. I don't think there's a point in living a life where even if you're around family or whatever, like or around friends, like people in your life, whatever it is, just feeling like you're unhappy because you're not really like valuing yourself, I guess.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like you need to like really like treat yourself. Like yeah, you gotta work hard, but that's part of you treating yourself. You know what I mean? And you also gotta treat yourself. You just gotta treat yourself nicely. Like just if you look at the bare bones basics, like I don't know. And this is me kind of talking in the sense of just being going through depression in my past and shit like that. And I mean, I know you know, it's common. You know what I mean? Like we deal with it. But fucking I'm trying to think of it. What I was just gonna say. Shit. Fuck, I'm like so fucking stoned.
Me too, bro.
Yeah. But shit. Where was I just at? Fuck. Talking about depression for that. Um. I can't believe I just like completely lost
Yeah.
that. Holy
All I
shit.
know, all I know is I thought I was at first I thought I was wrong, but now after that whole thing gave me, I feel like I was close to right.
Yeah. I
I
just I
feel
don't know.
like,
I feel like yeah, like you should really prioritize like keeping your family safe and shit.
mm,
But like you can't live a fulfilling life if you don't really value yourself. You know what I mean? Because then you're just walking around like not you know what I mean? Like if you don't feel like you're worth being in the world, then you have to be able to give yourself that worth. You know what I'm saying?
okay,
To really enjoy life, I believe you have to give yourself that self worth. You can't just like think of yourself as like worth less than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of goes back to the first question with animals and whatever. You gotta think like all life is like equal. All life is like equally deserving. You know what I'm saying?
okay. Mm.
That's just the way
I
I feel.
fucking found more questions then. Like Jesus Christ. Hold on. Now I got one. All right. This is one question that I want to see if I can find it. Oh no. Oh no. 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 Wait. Fuck. All right. Cool. I found it. Does jealousy have value in driving humans to improve themselves, or is it a purely negative emotion?
It's kind of hard. Cause like they always say success is the best revenge, right? Like they always say that success is the best revenge, but I feel like if you're gonna do something like great, it just has to be done for you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it shouldn't be done for a jealous reason. Being jealous of someone else, being jealous of like other people just generally in society. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you're really gonna accomplish something great, you just have to really want to do it for yourself. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But I think because I feel like jealousy, it's a weird emotion. Because yeah, it can motivate people sometimes. Maybe I don't know. I feel like pain and like anger can be a great motivator to like really do something great. You know what I'm saying? And be successful. But I feel like jealousy is the type of emotion that just instills like bad reactions. You know what I'm saying?
So
I feel like jealousy makes people do bad shit.
you don't think so do you think ambition's a good thing?
Yeah, I definitely think ambition's a good thing.
Because I feel like ambition sometimes comes from jealousy.
Yeah, but I think
In my opinion.
ambition. I don't know if it's strictly from jealousy. I feel like it's more just from like. I feel like ambition can come from hurt. Ambition can come from fear. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we think about what the hell am I gonna do with my life. You know what I'm saying? Like we fear like what the fuck am I gonna be? What is my legacy gonna be? Like, but I really think that I just think that ambition is a solid emotion, and I don't know. I just feel like jealousy. Anytime I think of jealousy, maybe like if you're jealous of like, I feel like when I think of jealousy, put it this way: when I think of pain and just like anger towards a person and like somebody's just like an asshole, you know what I mean? Like, and you want to prove them wrong, like that's the type of that's good motivation. You know what I mean? Like that's successful, healthy motivation. But I feel like when people are jealous of other people, say like someone's jealous of someone's like car or money or some shit, like I feel like jealousy is the type of emotion that makes that person slash their tires. You know what I'm saying? Or like rob them or
See, I
something.
don't.
Like I don't know. I just feel like jealousy instills negative, like mischievous behavior. You know what I'm saying? Because jealousy leads to envy, and envy can create like mischief. You know what I mean?
I feel
That's how I
like
feel.
the way I look at jealousy is the same way that I guess some people look at the seven sins.
Yeah.
Is that it's not the seven sins basically even it's okay that you have a little bit of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
too much of it is harmful.
Yeah.
So I feel like that little jealousy you have, because sometimes you want to, and I really could push you to some shit. like sometimes you might be like you might have like the might be on a team, right? Like for hockey or whatever,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
feel like this one kid is the best hockey player in
yeah,
probably like the region, right?
yeah,
And so like your mind is like I could probably take this motherfucker if I practice hard enough.
yeah,
And you get
yeah,
you really you become obsessed with this shit. So like getting better in hockey
yeah,
because
yeah,
that was your main goal to get better in the bull. But now because of your I guess your motivation. Like for me, I always get real motivated if I'm like if I make like a rivalry with somebody. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. I understand that.
So like
Me
it's like
too.
you know what I mean.
Honestly,
Like
I've seen that
you
mindset
try like sometimes
before. Yeah,
I'm a spiteful nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, yeah,
I'll do shit better than you to spite you because I fucking hate you. Like it's be
yeah. I
like
do
that.
that shit too
You know what I mean?
sometimes. Yeah,
Like and I get better at this shit and shit might help me out later in the future.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I guess like for me that little jealousy I have sometimes will push me to do shit I should do to get
yeah.
that fucking
No, you're right. Cause like sometimes it can push you in situations that's good. Like I feel like I've dealt with that at school sometimes with classmates and shit. Is that
right.
weird? Like I feel like I've dealt with that with
I did
classmates.
I did that tons of times.
Like fucking like I don't know. I guess in sports, but not as much. Like I feel like yeah, you know what, in sports though, because when I think back to when I was like really little, starting roller hockey, there was these kids that I like really didn't like at all, and like they were just fucking assholes. And I feel like I only played with them. I only played with and against them for like one like season or whatever. But then like when I went to play any other place, like I feel like I always had them in the back of my mind. Like I just wanted to get better and better
Facts.
and better.
It'd be like yo,
And like and I just played for like fucking years and like started playing, you know, whatever. And like I was never like the best kid in like the country or something, you know what I mean? But I was like a pretty good player and like I enjoyed it a lot and like I got to travel around and meet a lot of people and like it turned out being like this cool thing that brought me like a lot of friends and it was really fun. But like when I think back to it, the only reason I kept going is because I was like pissed at those kids from when
see,
I was 11.
and so with
You know what I'm
jealousy and
saying?
you know what I mean. Like it's like that's probably like wrath in a way.
And they
Maybe.
never like I don't think they ever like found out about, you know what I'm saying? Like it was never like, oh, look at me now. Like I just wanted to prove to myself that I can do it.
Shit, like growing up, I used to be jealous of hella folk. Like I this one kid I knew when I was in fifth grade. He was basically like the smartest kid in the class or in the grade, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So like I always felt like I was like second place or whatever. So that was my mean ass for my motivation. I gotta be better than this motherfucker, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And like fucked up part is right. The last time I saw him was like years ago. And I was talking to him because he's smart as hell. I was like, yo, so how's school been doing for you? He said, look, I just don't give a fuck anymore. Like,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
gave up. I was like, man, I was getting straight A's. Niggas used to bully me. I said, fuck it. B and C's.
Yeah,
I said, that's fucking crazy. It's crazy.
yeah. It's crazy. I had a bad year fourth grade. That was kind of like a bad time, like my life.
Oh, you
And
too?
yeah, and
Damn, so everybody fourth grade, huh?
I barely passed school. Like I think I passed with like D's. You know what I mean? I like barely passed. But I was always good every other year. And then fifth grade I started doing better again. You know what I mean? And like I would do okay. Like middle school I did pretty good. Because middle school was pretty like easy overall. And then like high school I got to and I struggled a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't want to do. It was just a lot more work than I was used to.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do work. I just wanted to do other shit. I just wanted to fucking like you know what I mean? I was just like I would just like hang out and just fucking do whatever. Like you know when you're 14 you just
Right.
want to fucking rule. But like yeah I don't know. I think once I came to college I realized like I fucked around a little more than I should have here and there with stuff, and like I was, going through some shit, but like everybody is, it happens. But like fucking, I ended up just doing like I've been doing pretty well, and I think it's just because I told myself like now that this shit's getting paid for, like you can't, you know what I mean? Like you're not paying like going to public school, you're not paying anything. You don't feel any guilt. You know what I'm saying about doing bad.
Right.
But I feel like as soon as your school starts getting paid for, you gotta stop fucking up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you gotta do well here. Like this is like the gateway to like whatever type of shit like you're gonna try to get into, or at least something that can lead you to another gig or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you gotta really apply yourself, put your time into it, especially if you're paying for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you know, shit. Like some people go to school. What about those people that go take out crazy like amounts of loans and shit to go to like some real big school out and wherever? Like do you like do they think they can just fucking slack off? You know what I mean? Like, no, like that's like if you slack off and you have nothing to show for it at the end of those 4 years, or like 5 years, however many years you do, like you just have fucking like you're in debt a whole livelihood. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you're in debt like for like 2-3 years of work maybe or something like a good job, and you can't even find something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's why I feel like there's always I feel like jobs are always going to be out there because college kids say, "Oh, I can't get hired." Like maybe you just didn't apply yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the kids who did apply themselves and started talking to places and started doing this and making their moves while they were in college. You know what I'm saying? You can't wait to get your degree and then start making moves. You got to make moves while you're in college and try to intern and shit like that. So you have a base to build off of once you graduate. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You don't want to be like, I feel like, and I'm like, everybody's kind of scared of it, but like, you don't want to be that graduate who's like still looking around at like the career fairs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're like, I don't know how to put it. Like, if you're just like, if you're a graduate and like, I feel like by the time you graduate, you should have like a pretty well built resume. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just internships, shit like that.
Okay.
I feel like by the time, that's why you gotta make those moves now. You know what I'm saying? Just try to find something like, or just like I don't know. I don't want to make it sound like, oh, you just have to go find a job. Like, do whatever makes you happy. At the end of the day, but I'm just thinking, just in relation to like, because if you think about that spite thing, I feel like people have spite from even friends we have and people we know and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like in general, people are always. I feel like spite is a key emotion when it comes to having like financial success and financial security.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I feel like it really drives it from like other people who like may think that like I don't know. I've always had a complex with like certain people in my family where I feel like they don't think I'm gonna amount to anything. You know what I'm saying? Like just like shit I've heard, like comments like, oh, like you'd be living at home till you're 40, shit like that. And like I know my life isn't gonna be like that. You know what I'm saying? I just know that I really have to apply myself.
Fuck 'em.
And, like, yeah, facts,
Fuck 'em.
facts. And like I know my life isn't gonna be like that. I just have to fucking really apply myself. You know what I'm saying? And look for every opportunity and just keep building on that shit. But like, I guess my point was, if you want to try to get an initial job out of college, a good way to do that is by interning while you're in college and talking to a lot of companies while you're in college. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And then like just networking with people, so like you have a basic network to go off of once you are out of college. You know what I'm saying? Because if you just like you focus on nothing but just going to your classes and leaving, and you get your degree, and you have nobody to talk to about jobs, like it's not that easy to like get into positions. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Damn.
I forgot the question. Oh. Yeah, that should have just told me. I used to be spiteful of like mad niggas in high school. Well, I used to be jealous. So I was like, you know what? Let me get better. Like when I was younger, like I was never funny, like at all.
Yeah.
No jokes, none. I was like, I don't know how to be funny.
Yeah.
I started hanging around with more people that was funny. Got a little bit jealous. I was like, I could be.
Because it sucks being the quiet one
Yeah,
when you're around
not
funny people.
or not the funny one. So I was like, you know what? I could probably be better. And look at me now.
Yeah, facts, Dante. Right? You funny, man. You know, we had a funny group in high school. Like, did you have? Might be a weird question, but did you have like us, like your white group, and then did you have like a black group of friends?
I have like,
I know, obviously, everybody has friends that are all like, like, friends come in all different shapes, sizes, colors, races, ethnicities, everything, genders, whatever. But like,
I probably did. Maybe.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I feel like when we first started hanging out with you, like we would hang out, and then I would see like you had like there was like another like friend group, but you guys were black, you know what I mean? And we were all white. We were all just goofy ass white kids, like.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. That was like freshman year. Cause I was like niggas from middle school and niggas they know, so I was hanging out with them sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
Sophomore years, and I got more close to the white boys,
The homies.
shit, the homies,
You real homies, bro.
for that little bit. But then sometimes I go chill with the football kids and shit. The football kids in our class that wasn't really like that big.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, well,
Do you remember do you remember that kid Cassine? Do you remember that kid?
I probably do.
He's like that big kid who didn't graduate. He graduated our year, but he was supposed to graduate a year before. He was like a kind of light skin. He kind of looked like if Tyler Perry was a little bit more light skinned, and he had like glasses. And, like,
Oh, so
he was
he's
big,
tall. He was
big and
tall. I
tall.
know he's tall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was just a goof, bro. Like I remember him, and then like I'm trying to think of the other kid that used to sit with him in like study hall. I remember Marcus was friends with him. There's just some really big ass black kid, like not like
I know
jacked like a bodybuilder, but
you
just
talking
some
about
big
like
ass kid.
tall and big. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, not Cassine, the other kid I was thinking of, but I can't think of his name. He was just fucking like I can't remember his name.
You say he was light skinned?
This kid was dark skinned, and he was like wide like this, like he looked like a fucking square, like a big fat wide kid. And he had like I guess you could say little like dreads. You know what I mean? Like he had like the
Uh,
I'm trying. I
I
don't know if that's exactly
to
what
be
it
to
looked
be
like.
fair, I'm forgetting niggas in high school.
Yeah, facts.
So
And this kid I never even really knew either. You know what I mean? Like,
I show my cousin my yearbook.
yeah,
He was like, yo, let me see the girls, bro. I was like, man, shit, get some eye vision there,
yeah,
whatever. He probably found like 6 Jones, and none of them were the Jones I thought were attractive. No, actually, 2 of them Jones I thought were attractive.
yeah,
The rest Jones I never like looked at once.
yeah, yeah,
It was like, man, some ugly bitch. It was like, they're attractive, but it's like I never like was never in any.
yeah, yeah. I feel you. There's some. I feel like sometimes you always find like a hidden gem or something. You know what I mean? Like people don't think about.
Not sure.
But my yearbook photo was the ugliest photo ever, bro. I didn't choose the one they were gonna put in there because I didn't know how to go on the thing. I was like, fuck it, they'll just put one in there, and it was literally like my ugliest one. Like it looked so fucking bad. But I was just like, I honestly didn't care at that point because I'm like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
besides like I don't have to see these people ever again. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like over it. Like, and yeah, like you forget about that and you build, you just move forward to the next chapter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like it's been good. You know what I mean? Like when you have that freedom to not have to. Because the only reason you really socialize with a lot of the kids from high school, besides like your immediate friends, is that you just have to see them at the place every day. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and when kids get comfortable with each other, that's when they start acting like assholes. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we saw each other once a month at like something, because think about it, the first day of school, nobody gets bullied on the first day of school. You know what I mean? If they don't know each other, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you put a bunch of kids in a brand new school that never met each other, they're not gonna start like fucking with each other until like they really start to get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? It might take a couple days or it might take fucking longer. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just a weird.
You ever feel like you was a bully at one point?
I feel like I've been on both ends. Yeah, I think so. Definitely.
I think so.
More,
I think me too.
more bully. I would say maybe more towards high school, and I was never like a bully. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I would just like. I just feel like how do I put it? Like I got into more shit then, where like I like didn't want to stand down to people. You know what I'm saying? And I was also so I would just kind of go to like the mean thing. You know what I'm saying? Or
Okay.
like if somebody was really like I was just going through shit too, you know what I mean? And like I was not, I don't know how to put it, but I feel like I've definitely been on the side of that. But I feel like more growing up, I was like on the side of being bullied. You know what I mean? Or just not even being bullied. Like I don't feel like I was ever like legit bullied where I was like threatened for like my safety and shit. But like being like made fun of. I feel like there's a huge difference. You know what I mean? Like not even a huge difference, just like being made fun of. You know what I'm saying? Like I never felt like some kid was gonna try to like kick my ass or something. And generally, I held my own pretty well. I like I was kind of in sixth grade. I was kind of fat. I was kind of chunky, and I like throwing my weight around. You know what I mean? Like I like that shit. Fucking,
Uh,
I still like it. Like I don't, you know, I wouldn't like hurt anybody or anything unless I had to like defend myself or the people I was with or something. Like you know, I would never even think of doing that. But like, part of me still thinks about that. Like if somebody really says like some shit to me that bothers me, or like they're just an outright asshole. You know what I mean? I still like thinking to myself like that still comes back. And when I was in sixth grade, I didn't really let people do that. But at the same time, like I was always moving schools and stuff. You know what I mean? Like I changed school districts like a few times, and like I feel like just when I would just make a like a good set of friends or whatever, I would move to the next place and I'd be the new kid again.
okay.
And like I was, you know, like I just got fucked with, and like I didn't like it, but I feel like there were other times where I was kind of like I had other groups where I was the one doing the fucking. You know what I mean? Like
You was doing the
just because
fucking.
I like making jokes. You know what I mean? Like
Alright.
I like stringing like hey, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like I like stringing together stories and shit and like just making funny jokes or trying to just like be entertaining. So like sometimes you know comedy somebody's always at comedy's expense. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always something at the expense of a joke. So like a lot of times it would just be like
Ah,
it would just be like another kid. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Like if somebody was doing some goofy shit, everybody would just like laugh about it. You know what I mean? That was kind of funny too. I remember in middle school, like it wouldn't be like, especially in my sixth grade class. I only went to that school for 1 year, Marlton Middle School. Uh,
Ooh.
I remember being in there and like some funny shit. Like some kid would just do some goofy shit, and then every other kid would laugh, and there was like no bullying, no ridicule going on. You know what I mean? Like it was just genuinely cool. But then other times you would see kids getting like pushed into lockers, which was new to me. I had never seen that. You know
I
what I'm
still
saying?
haven't seen that shit before.
Yeah, I had never seen that. And I had seen kids like doing that, but like because we had these like big lockers for no reason, like in middle school. But then like, I got to high school. I remember I went to Glen Lanning a couple of years, and their lockers were like tiny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the ones in whatever were like big. And then I remember going to
If
go.
it's in Marlton, that's near Cherry Hill, correct?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a rich ass school. Yeah. When or
yeah.
old, who knows?
MMS was a nice school, definitely. I mean, it was a public school, but it had pretty good money. It wasn't anything like Haddonfield or Cherry Hill private schools or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like Marlton's kind of on that like cusp, and then like coming to Gloucester, like Gloucester, I still think Gloucester Township's nice, but the schools are definitely like it definitely wasn't as nice as like the school I went to before. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like it was a little smaller, didn't have as much shit. Like,
You
but
know,
like
they're playing dice in Ireland now.
playing dice. I can see that. Everybody
In a
likes game.
fucking hole. Yeah.
Everybody, do they actually gamble? Like
So my
cash?
sister, so my sister told me.
Yeah.
So he
Like
dead ass like, bro. That's a,
I can see
fucking Highland has a gambling problem, dude.
they've had a gambling problem
Oh yeah.
when we were there. I played card. I never played cards for money, but I played cards a few times. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like poker, and they've always had a gambling problem. Like kids like to bet on shit. Kids like to fucking I don't know. Kid kids just like to fucking hustle. You know what I'm saying? But like I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But I feel like just decide not to involve you know what I mean? Decide not to be in it. But some kids literally go into like thousands of dollars of
Yeah.
debt.
I'm like, bro, stop fucking playing.
Yeah.
Niggas be like $500 in debt. Then starts like, let me get my money right first before I start fucking out. Like,
Yeah,
let
yeah,
me practice
facts.
or something. Like,
Yeah.
how the fuck you mean $1,000 in debt, my
I
nigga?
know.
Come on, son. Oh, I hope that was a rumor.
Yeah, don't gamble if you're not if you're not in the black. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not above if don't gamble if you have debt, basically.
I think,
Like not in the red, you know what I'm saying?
right. I was a bully more than I guess bully if I'm remembering correctly. Well, I might be assuming the negative. Like I think I was way mean. I was I am still kind of mean now, but I think I was more more not bashful, more. I was more of an asshole growing up. Yeah.
Yeah, I was. You know what I was? I was always like, just I would always just really be like bluntly honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was
And
probably
I
more
was like
blunt. That's the word.
critical, and like people. No, I didn't get like there'd be times where I knew I wasn't gonna get along with people in classes because I was just gonna try to do shit my way. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
And like if I was in a group, I'd be like, oh no, let's do it this way because like this is the best way. Like I don't know, but like just like fucking that's just the way I was in school. I feel like, and like growing up, like I don't know. Once I got to high school, I kind of started to lose it. But like growing up, I was generally pretty good in school. Like I had like my years here and there where like shit got fucked up. But like generally, I was especially growing up when I was like little, like first, second, third grade. I was always like pretty smart. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like I feel like from an early age, I would have kids that I got along with, but I feel like I had tighter friends, but I had like enemies too. You know what I'm saying? Rather than
Okay.
just kind of being chill with it. Like I feel like I would have enemies here and there because there would be people like I wouldn't get along with. I guess I don't know. I mean, I was generally pretty nice to everybody, but like when it came to like doing schoolwork and shit, I was just kind of like, yeah, we're doing this, we're doing this. I've always wanted to like lead the classroom,
Well, no, I was just I was a dick. Like, if
especially when I was young, not so much in high school. But
like third grade, I really think I was part of a group that bullied the new kid, whatever. And yo, mind you, I'm like short. I think I got fat in third grade. I was like short and a bit chubby,
yeah,
right? This fucking kid was like a fucking giant compared to us. I think I swear to God, I think he's probably like 5'7" in third grade. That's a tall ass baby. That's a tall ass
yeah,
bull,
yeah,
right? So, but he was like he was like a crybaby. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like what is it called? A gentle giant, right?
yeah,
We
yeah.
we just always made that nigga cry.
That's fucked up.
It was fucked up, and he
Yeah,
didn't come the next year. I
yeah,
thought about that shit for a while, cause I was like, I think we did fuck with him too much. Like I think it got to a point where like this
yeah.
nigga was like,
But were you ever the type where like you're with your friends and you knew it wasn't right, but you did it anyway?
I didn't think of that time. I was just a dick.
Yeah,
Like I was
yeah.
just doing kid shit.
Who's like the like? Have you always been like the ringleader, or like have you like?
I was probably like, I'll probably join in if it's like, it's more like, I'll probably join in. You know what I mean? But there were times where I said some fucked up shit before. Like I used to I can't even say group because it would be the class. I was part of the class that we used to make fun of this big girl.
Yeah,
Like she
yeah.
was big, she was tall and like big. Used
Like
to make
directly to her face, like
bro, fucking savages we
just
were. Yes,
grilling her.
we're disgusting people. I hope she's doing well, but like in sixth grade, I was mad homophobic.
Yeah,
Like, I used
yeah,
to make fun of shit out of this gay kid, but he was tall. Like it's literally I'm fucking with people taller than me, for some odd
yeah,
reason. The more I
yeah,
remember this, but it was bad because I was nice to him sometimes, but like, when like at the time I can't even call them homies, but the niggas I was cool with make fun of boy, I'm coming right there
yeah,
too,
yeah.
right? There was one time where the teacher said something. I think they said like best guy or whatever. The homie next to me whispering something. He's not even a guy. I said, yo, facts. That nigga's not even a guy. Whole class laughed. I felt, bro, looking back to that shit now,
Yeah,
that shit was fucked up.
yeah,
I shouldn't have said
yeah.
that shit. The fucked up part was cause my school had security guards. One of the security guards was my cousin, and that nigga was an asshole to him. Oh my god.
Yeah,
It was fucking disgusting. It was wild, cause I be peeping this shit. I'm like you really like he was mad homophobic, and I was like, but I don't. Even then, I didn't know the kid was homosexual, so I wouldn't know.
yeah,
He
yeah.
just acted effeminate, or like not your typical masculine dude type shit, and niggas
Yeah,
just
and
pounding and hounding
when
on
you're
him.
like 11, that's like all there is. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like when you're 11 or 12, you're just doing that macho shit all the time.
yeah. So when
And
niggas
like I
see
feel
that
like
shit, it
people
was
become
on
more.
his ass,
Some people become more understanding as they get older. Some don't. You know what I'm saying?
right? So that was it was bad, and there's and I think I gave him my number because he said he wanted help with his homework. No one he would call or text me, right?
Yeah,
So it was this is the year before I transferred. So during I think the last no, I think starting their school day, I think he called me like the day before. He called me. He said, "Are you coming to this such and such school this year?" I said, "Nah." He said, "Good," and then hung up on me.
Damn, that's cool.
That
Good
was
for him, bro.
yeah, good for him,
Honestly.
bro.
No, cause like that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That shit has to happen. You know what I'm saying? Cause you said you fuck with him, right? That's
Yeah.
like, I mean, and even then, like, I don't know. That's just a funny story, but like, you know, like, it is nice for people to get their day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but like, I don't know. I will say like there were certain people like I remember like fucking with, but it was like I feel like like it was kind of fucked up because like I would do it in like really small ways and then say something really mean. Like there was this kid we used to sit with at lunch that
In high school?
no, middle school.
Oh, okay.
And like he was like a larger kid, like he was heavy and like whatever, and like he was kind of strange, but he was genuinely pretty like pleasant, like, and as we grew up and went to high school a little bit more and stuff, like we actually got along. Like I kind of like apologized to him, and but in middle school, it was easy to like if you put like your lunch or your trash next to him, he would get really he would start freaking out and like whatever like so it was just little shit like you just open up. One time we opened a juice box and we gave it to him, and he like took it and threw it, but it was open, and he threw it at this kid's back um at the next table. This kid we knew, and this kid was like kind of crazy. Like he was like just like not even crazy, but just kind of like funny, like nutty, like kid. He moved from Florida up to Jersey, and then he think he went back up down to Florida. Shout out to my man Joey Solomenta. Some people probably know who that is.
I think you talked about me before.
Yeah, yeah. But fucking he turns around and throws his chocolate milk at the kid, and it got like everywhere. You know what I mean? And to think that like we started that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You got like what was that? Like one of the legendary food fights in Glen Landing?
nah, we had other ones, but that was just like that was just an instance. You know what I'm saying? I remember people used to shoot carrots across like the lunchroom and shit. I
That's
remember
crazy.
Jack. Shout out to Jack. Jack stepped on a snack pack and it got on a teacher's shoes and his pants, and that's when we had to clean the whole lunchroom up. Like that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. You know what I'm saying?
Was it a time where they tried to give y'all silent lunch and y'all said fuck it and just threw like a food fight? That sounds funny as
We
shit.
just threw a fit, bro. We just started clapping. We just started clapping and applauding them and shit. Yeah,
That's really funny, man.
yeah.
I can count many times we have fucking silent lunch and I get in trouble sometimes because I'll laugh or like I laugh hard as shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It'd be funny. Or I get caught like whispering or something.
Yeah.
Bogus.
Damn, we're at about an hour, Dante Rain.
Oh, word?
Yeah, I'm thinking about rapping. How you feel?
Sure.
Yeah, I feel like we got a pretty good hour in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We
I feel you.
thank you for bringing up those topics. That really helped out.
Yeah, I was meaning to do it for a while, but then like I'll just be out of it.
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
So
I really
look
appreciate that shit, though.
Yep.
Yeah, facts. Thank you, bro.
Yep.
Episode 26 in the books. Peace out. Like and subscribe. Listen to the podcast on iTunes down below. Listen to it on SoundCloud down below. All the other shit. You know, just live, laugh, love. Take care of yourself. Take care of other people. You know what I mean? Love thy neighbor. And
Hey, yo, tell your friends, your family, your aunts, your uncles, fucking dog. Check out this shit, bro.
yeah, facts. Tell everybody
Draw
to watch this shit.
egg cast to John Negger. Look that shit up.
Yeah, facts. We're coming different. Just you